everybody, this is Derek here with another short review. This is a 2015 Hyundai Sonata. It's the limited model. It has the 2.4 liter engine with 185 horsepower at 6,000 RPMs and 178 pound-feet of torque at 4,000 RPMs. We've basically been driving this car for a week now in Denver, and driving to different places, going up mountains and things like that. And so we got a good feel of what this car is like living on a daily basis. I think one thing that I do like about this car is all of the amenities. You get blind spot monitoring, a rear view camera, navigation, heated and cooled seats, which we have both enjoyed. In addition to that, you also get this really nice, I don't know what you want to call it, like sunroof or moonroof, whatever it is. I don't know what people are calling it nowadays. There's a lot of space. Trunk space is pretty good. The seats fold down 60-40, and you get, a lot of storage in here, and you can fit 5 people in here as well. Moving on to the dislikes, the power is terrible. There's no power in this car. I basically put my foot to the floor and this thing does absolutely nothing. One of the things that I do like is that it actually has a drive mode. So I don't know if Hyundai actually promotes this as sort of, I'm pretty sure it doesn't stiffen up the suspension or the actual weight of the steering. The weight of the steering is actually another con. It actually really sucks. You can't feel it at all. It's electrical steering rack, obviously. But there's an eco driver mode, sport, and just normal. So what I've seen is that it basically just changes the way that the gear shifts and when it does shift. So, obviously if you're in eco, it'll put the revs, it'll change to 6th gear as soon as possible, versus sport mode, it'll definitely hold the gear longer. But driving through the mountains and driving in Denver, I've found that actually being in the manual, which when you shift down to drive, you just shift it over to the left and then you see the number on the dashboard. And you can basically just choose what gear you're in, and that's really the best way to drive the car if you're driving up mountains and things like that. Interior wise, the interior looks nice. I'm not a huge fan of these sort of fake wood trims. The overall material feel, it's fairly nice. The middle console is pretty hard plasticky. Everything else is pretty soft plastic. So that's nice as well. They have an auto dimming mirror as well, which is nice. Like I said, the rear view camera, and they also have the rear parking sensors, so it can tell you if there's a car coming, things like that, which is pretty nice. And the system beeps when that happens as well. It also has LED lighting on the door handles, so when you get close to the door, it actually will unlock the car if you're by it long enough, which is pretty cool as well. Moving on to the sound system. The sound system isn't too bad if you're listening to like streaming Spotify or satellite radio. It has HD radio, but the thing about HD radio that hasn't really come about is that it comes in and it comes out. So it's pretty annoying when you get this amazing quality and then suddenly it turns into crappy quality. So that's just my one gripe with HD radio in general. Overall, the gas mileage is pretty good. You average around 29 miles to the gallon, city and highway. So on the highway, you're supposed to be able to average about 37 miles to the gallon, and in the city, it's about 25. Something that's pretty nice is that you get the automatic. The driver's seat gets one extra one. You get the lumbar support, which the passenger seat sadly does not get. Overall, the brakes are pretty decent. Like I said before, the acceleration is very lackluster. You get around like 8 to 8.5 seconds 0 to 60, which is kind of crappy. Not kind of, but really crappy. Overall, the car's pretty comfortable. The ride is pretty comfortable. The noise level when you're driving around like 70 to 80 miles per hour is kind of loud. Obviously, it depends on what kind of road surfaces you're riding on, but for this car, it seems pretty standard. Not too loud, not too soft. In addition to that, like I was saying, the ride is pretty similar and pretty on par to any car in its class. The turning radius is pretty good. It's about 35 feet, or it's 35.6 feet to be exact. The tank actually, the gas tank holds 18.5 gallons, and the curb weight is around 3,200 pounds to 3,300 pounds, depending on the options that you have. The one thing that I do like about these cars is that you get an extreme amount of value for how much you pay. I would definitely recommend this car for, purchase if you're interested in, just a car that, isn't fast, isn't sporty, you're just looking for that economy and you don't drive around corners really quickly or anything like that. If that's what you're purchasing this car for, I definitely recommend it. If you're looking for hard acceleration, definitely go for the 2.0 turbo. Because this car is absolutely terrible at accelerating. Like right now, I'm just flooring it. It's really not doing anything at all. Thank you for watching this review. Let me know if you like this review in the comments. Give me that thumbs up. You get blind spot monitor, blah, blah, blah.